We are literally living in Black Mirror. Famous horror. A good video.
This is an image from Ariana Grande's 2026 Eternal Sunshine Tour. It feels like one of those accidental Baroque photos and even reminds me of the ecstasy of Saint Teresa, except instead of a nun.
I just want y'all to think, like, back in the day, you know, like in these historical facts museums and shit, where they got these old portraits and these old, I'm saying, hand-drawn pictures and stuff. In our museum, like when we're old as shit, when we're the next dinosaurs, bro, they're literally gonna have these pictures painted, hand created, AI generated, whatever the fuck. You know what I'm saying? These things are going to exist in museums of the future that tell our current time, because technically we are the future, but there will always be a future. You know what I'm saying? But so a picture like that, I wouldn't be surprised if that shit was like hand painted, then framed and put up somewhere, like some Mona Lisa type like shit. You know?
Being in bliss from An Angel's Love, Ariana looks like some dystopian Black Mirror simulation getting physically drained by the sea of iPhones behind her. It seems like today, most people no longer want fame or view it in a positive way. We hear about the parasocial burdens of it from people like Chappell Roan, Doja Cat, Justin Bieber, and even as far back as Michael Jackson and Marilyn Monroe. But what if I told you that you don't have to be famous to experience the burden of success, and that all of us will go through its unrelenting disappointment over and over and over throughout our lives?
I agree. I believe, like, obviously being a famous person, like, I've never experienced that. Hopefully I do, because that's the whole reason why we doing this shit. The fame, the fortune, the glory, the money, all of it. I want everything. I'm not gonna lie. But at the same time, like, I believe it's not just as taxing, obviously, to be the famous person, to be the person who's always in the headlines, to be the person who's always in the tabloids, who has to put on this persona, this, like, you know what I'm saying? You always got to have an image. The moment you step into the limelight and you're a public figure, you always got to be constantly worried about your image and how the world sees you, because the moment that if that gets any type of negative notoriety, like, to your shit, that could fuck up your money, that could fuck up your image, your life, your livelihood. But I believe it's just as taxing as to be parasocial too. Because when you're parasocial, like, you're so invested into other people's situation, into other people's lives, into what other people got going on, you're literally taking energy from yourself to pour into other things that don't pour into you. I believe both of those things can be equally as harming, but I believe obviously the celebrity is harder, because like, being a normal person and just being like, let's say you're absurdly parasocial, just being that, you can still go out into the world and live your life and not face any other scrutiny. Like, you could fucking run the Nicki Minaj fucking fan club page, but niggas is not gonna know that's you when you go on your daily trip to Walmart. Niggas are like, but if you're somebody who's in the public space, in the public eye, you're a quote unquote public figure, like somebody like a Ariana Grande, you just can't live normally. You can't. Everything is under scrutiny. Everything is criticized. Everybody has eyes and cameras and shit on you. It's taxing, but I believe that's a different level.
If you use social media, if you post consistently, if you have ever tried to go viral or cared about likes or followers, if you have a career goal you're working towards, or even just any goal at all, you might not realize that the motivating vision you have of how great life is going to be once you achieve it is probably just an illusion, because we as human beings often get trapped in a cycle of chasing things in the pursuit of outcomes that don't exist. In today's video, I want to talk about the horrifying reality of fame, how success can physically consume someone until there is nothing left, Hegel's dialectic, the inevitability of disappointment, and how we can finally escape this dystopian simulation and find real peace and fulfillment.
What do you think it'll take to get the paparazzi to leave you alone?
I don't know. I don't know.
That's one of the biggest cons to being famous to me, is like the whole paparazzi shit. And it's just like, it's never fair to me how it's some people who are like I believe there's different levels to fame, obviously, like we should all know this, but it's just like it's some people who aren't equally as pursued by paparazzi. It's some people who they know that you can't get negative clips or negative clicks off their name. So there's no point in us in even attempting to track you down, to even try to, like engage with you in the public space. But there's some people who, no matter what they do, you can put them on the front tabloids because they know it's controversy around that person. It's controversy around their name. Like you can sell newspapers if that's what they're trying to do. You can sell fucking blogs. You get blog clicks and stuff like that by using only certain types of people. So I never thought that was really fair amongst different celebrities, that some celebrities get different treatment and other ones don't.
I know it's crazy because it's like we're at the garden, but I still sometimes feel like a fucking loser kid in high school.
God, you can do whatever you want to me. Just please make me famous.
Matthew Perry has died. The Friends star drowned Saturday.
If I don't have like 10K on this shit by like May, I'm probably just gonna blow my top just off.
Can we stop romanticizing being famous?
I don't think people are romanticizing it. Fuck, English major me, right? I don't think people are romanticizing it. I just think there's this constant, like, especially in today's time where social media plays such a pivotal factor in not only how the world sees you, but how you see yourself ultimately. And it shouldn't be that way. We shouldn't be so, you know what I'm saying, so locked in and engaged on a quote unquote social score, because that's all this shit is. And this is like, if you've never seen the Black Mirror episode, I don't really remember it, but it exists, where their literal society, like how you were treated in the world, the things you had access to, the people, like generally everything was based off your social credit or your social score, how you were portrayed in the world. That's kind of on the road. If we're not already there, like we're not there at that extent, obviously, because like you couldn't do shit without a high social score. You can still do stuff in this world. Like we're not there yet, but it's like we're kind of there, where everybody wants to be liked, everybody wants to be loved, everybody wants to be famous, everybody wants some type of attention, everybody wants some type of clout, some type of notoriety. And it's like, my whole thing is, yes, it's wrong in a sense to, if you're romanticizing that, if you're putting that priority above everything else, above your own livelihood, above your own well-being, that's wrong. You're only going to hurt yourself in the end. And you're not, like they said, most people, they get into this game, they get everything they want, and then they still feel empty. They still have this hole in their heart. They're trying to chase this thing or fill this void that is unfillable, because you were in it for the wrong reasons. So you were never passionate about this life. You wanted different. You wanted change. You wanted to be the person that everybody fucking looked at when you walked in the room. Everybody pointed their fingers like, oh, that's him, that's her. Like that's all you were wanting. That's all you were chasing. So just be in this shit for the right reasons, I feel like, you know?
Is that one of your biggest wishes?
Yeah.
This is the original Ariana Grande tweet that just went viral. Most of the comments online keep comparing it to a Black Mirror episode, and the crazy thing is that the show actually already tried to tell this exact story.
Put her back under.
Of course.
Please. I'm begging you, please don't do this to me, please.
In 2019, Miley Cyrus played Ashley O, a pop star whose perfect, packaged public image was a complete fabrication built and controlled by the people profiting off her, while the real person underneath was being slowly hollowed out. People on social media have made direct comparisons to Ariana Grande and her evolution over the years. Today in Hollywood, it seems like many celebrities keep getting stranger and stranger with these drastic changes to their appearances as they get thinner or undergo surgical procedures. Some say it's just the Ozempic craze, others say it's a result of anxiety and harsh beauty standards.
I feel like this has been like that before Ozempic was even a thing though. Like whenever somebody blows up off something, like whether it be they come from Disney Channel, they come from reality TV, they pop up from the underground scene, they're artists or musicians and shit like that. Whenever they go Hollywood, whatever they go, that's what they say, go Hollywood or go LA or like go, something happens. Nobody knows what it is. Everybody has their ideas, their conspiracies, their concepts that they like to lean towards. Everybody has this general idea of something happens, or they're being told something, they're being sold something that, okay, in order for you to stay in this life, you gotta change this about yourself, you gotta change that, and you're constantly being put in front of people who just want to change you. They recognize your journey they recognize your journey and how you got to where you got, but at the same time, in order for you to stay there, they just want to change everything about you. They want you to stay skinny. They want you to have bigger lips. They don't want you to have a bigger body. They just want to mold you into this ideal celebrity, and whatever that is, I still don't know, but it's just like they're trying to mold everybody that comes to LA or comes to that route where they're super duper famous. They're being molded into something that's just, I don't know.
And I'm sure that is all true to some extent, but bringing this back to Black Mirror and the parallels to religious allegories, to me, it almost symbolizes the way fame comes at a price and how it's like it physically drains people over time. I remember when this Ashley O episode first came out and critics called it too clean and Disney, but Miley had actually said that the concept the show was based on wasn't science fiction to her, and that the events were similar to what she had actually experienced. That's the discomfort we're sitting with here before we even get to Ariana. Black Mirror usually works by inventing a piece of technology that doesn't exist yet and asking what it would do to us, but this episode didn't really need to invent anything. The dark reality of fame already existed, and the paradoxical dynamic success often created was always there. It's just that this viral image captures that reality in such a striking way. So when the public looks at a real pop star, mid-performance, swallowed by this dystopian crowd of phones, and says, "This feels like Black Mirror," what they're really saying is that fiction predicted something that always existed. We just often don't notice it until it's too blatant to ignore. Black Mirror is honestly one of my favorite shows for the way it really did use the whole future.
This is the episode right here that I literally was referencing with the main character being in a like they have this ideal perfect society that relies literally on your social score, how you interact with the world around you or the people in the world.
Horrors beyond our comprehension to its advantage, and it showed the dangers of social media and social credit like scores, AI and simulations, quantum computing, fame, success, and how all these different factors can seem utopian and perfect at first glance, but how just under the surface, it's actually horrifying. I think that honestly, nothing is more horrifying than the realization that this goal you've been working towards, that thing you've been telling yourself will solve all your problems once you finally achieve it, that, you know, once I get there and get this job, or once my bank account says this number, or once I have X amount of likes or followers, or once I'm famous, that I will finally be happy, and then some form of it suddenly arrives, but that satisfaction never comes with it.
I believe the satisfaction never truly comes. Like nobody, I'm not gonna say nobody, because I believe there's some people that really have goals and shit that they chase their entire life, and then when they get it, there's satisfaction. There's I'm okay. I'm good. Like I'm content. Like I've been chasing something my entire life, and I finally got it, and I do feel happiness. But I believe a lot of everyday regular people, they have these goals, desires, these things that they chase, and when they get it, they're not satisfied. Is because that's their only means to keep going. Like their only wake up, like a lot of people's will to wake up is literally powered by something that they're chasing. If they don't have something that they're chasing, ultimately you get to thinking like, what am I doing this for? What am I punching the clock for? What am I creating all these videos on YouTube for? What am I reacting to all this shit for? What am I creating content on TikTok every day for? Like what am I punching the clock for? None of this shit matters. And in order for you to get something out of that, in order for you to feel like the stuff that you're doing every day matters, you want to fulfill that goal, but you're not necessarily fulfilling that goal out of the satisfaction that comes with it. No, you're doing this every day because that's your reason why you want to fucking wake up every day. Literally, that's some people, that's their only reason why they want to be so big, they want to be so famous, they want to have the nicest car, the nicest clothes, the some type of material or some type of thing that feeds the ego. You know what I'm saying? Something that puts themselves on a pedestal. That's what they're chasing, not the satisfaction. Really, a lot of people don't chase satisfaction. Satisfaction is just a sub effect of what the real plot is. You know, that's just where we at.
It's a theme we see expressed with those classic success stories where someone works so hard to make it their whole lives only to find that once they are there, it still feels like something is missing.
Why do I have 3 Super Bowl rings and still think there's something greater out there for me? I mean, maybe a lot of people would say, hey man, this is what it is. I reached my goal, my dream, my life is me. I thank God. It's got to be more than this. This can't be what it's all cracked up to be. I mean, I've done it. I'm 27. And what else is there for me?
I just sometimes feel like a loser still, you know? I know it's crazy because it's like we're at the garden, but I still sometimes feel like a fucking loser kid in high school.
I've often said that I wished people could realize all their dreams and wealth and fame, and so that they could see that it's not where you're going to find your sense of completion.
What do you think it'll take to get the paparazzi to leave you alone?
I don't know. I don't know.
Is that one of your biggest wishes?
Yeah.
God, you can do whatever you want to me. Just please make me famous.
Yeah, and that was the first time I ever prayed, and I looked back at it as, a dumb prayer.
I have 5 restraining orders and counting.
Hopefully not counting.
Oh, and counting, dog. This is in the last 3 years. I got 5. Oh yeah, I've had break-ins, to be real, and that has changed my life forever. Stalkers breaking into my house.
Something pretty crazy has been going on in the entertainment industry and the fan-celebrity dynamic. For the first time since modern celebrity began, it seems like the majority of people no longer crave fame, or at least view it in the same idealistic way.
Can we stop romanticizing being famous? Like, I understand everyone's trying to blow up for the money, but think about it.
I disagree. I disagree where he's saying that we're getting to a point in society where people are waking up and trying to stand against fame. No. Think about it like this. The way that I see it, like this woman that's creating that video, why is she on TikTok? If she truly didn't give a fuck about fame, if she didn't give a fuck about the likes, the notoriety, nobody would be online. Like literally nobody. The only people online would be the people that are pursuing these things. I believe obviously not everybody's goal in life is to be 100%, oh, I want to be the biggest star in the world. I want to be the big, I don't think not everybody's goal is to be the biggest, but at some point in your life, you want some type of acknowledgement from your peers, the public, strangers, your family, your friends, somebody. You don't get on these platforms that are literally, they're driven. The TikTok is only a thing because people post on it. YouTube only exists because people post on it. Instagram only exists because people fucking post on it. You wouldn't be on these platforms, these social medias, these different outlets of creativity if you didn't want something, if you didn't want anything, truthfully. So I don't believe that the world is just like, no, the world is waking up and saying, oh, this fame shit is not all cracked up, because people, the average everyday person didn't even fucking experience it. I believe if people had the chance to, all right, you want to be the most famous person in the world for a day, they would do it. Now, results may vary if they would love that life or they would hate that life. I don't know. I can't tell you. I'm not them. but they would do it in an instant because it changes their life. It gives them a different perspective that they've never had. So for him, and I'm just disagreeing, like, you know what I'm saying, respectfully, but it's just like there's consequences to everything. So say let's think about the consequences of fame. Like, yeah, there's consequences to fame, but there's a consequence to being broke. There's a consequence to being rich. There's consequences to being a good person. There's consequences to being a bad person. For every action, there's a reaction. For every, like, you know what I'm saying? That's just how life is. That's how the world balances itself out. So I don't believe that people are just waking up and saying, fucking, I don't want to be famous. I don't want to be, nigga, have you seen the lines outside of Streamer University? It don't look like that in college. It don't look like that there. It looks like that at Streamer U because everybody wants clout. Everybody wants to be famous. Everybody wants to be known. This shit is more popular now today than probably ever before.
All these artists have really nice houses because they can't go outside. You can't go to the park. You can't go to a coffee shop. You can't just go to TJ Maxx and look around. It's gonna be like, hi. No.
Now that the truth has come out about what it's like to actually be a celebrity, what it is to be an influencer, it just seems like all these roads lead to prostitution.
But I also would question how much of
swing and a miss
that is because fame is no longer so intertwined with wealth. It's less about the fame and more about the money, because Gen Z does not love being in the spotlight socially. They're very socially anxious. And like we were talking about in the last article, like social interaction is something that they struggle with. So it makes sense that they wouldn't seek out the spotlight and be as drawn to fame for fame's sake as I feel like millennials are. Like we low-key just love the 15 minutes and like the idea that you like get recognized for something is still attractive to us. But I think that's different for Gen Z because they've grown up in a ecosystem where fame is more like this article is saying, it's not all it's cranked up to be.
Fame used to be something that we all wanted at one point or another. Growing up, almost all of us had that phase where we wanted to be a famous singer or actor or influencer, or at least believed that those people had it all. They had all the things that America culture raised us to believe brought fulfillment. A big house, a lot of fancy cars, the best clothes, more money than any of us could ever imagine, and of course, an unlimited supply of love and acceptance in the form of millions of fans. Thanks to social media and the internet, today we find that couldn't be further from the truth. Celebrities constantly talk about the dark side of fame and how being relentlessly in the public eye can be alienating and even feel like a prison. I mean, we as human beings are such social creatures, and when you become famous, everyone knows you, and genuine interaction can become impossible. Like, imagine one day you woke up and were no longer able to go to a bar or park or restaurant or whatever it may be and just meet someone naturally because everyone already knows you and has made their mind up about you.
I'm unlucky.
And see, I was just about to say, because he like, you think just because you're in the public eye, you're famous, you got a little bit of facts fucking on the internet about yourself. No, that doesn't necessarily mean a person truly knows you. But what I do agree with is you can't just go out and do certain things and meet somebody naturally because you never really know what people want from you. I feel like when you reach a certain level of fame, a certain level of notoriety, a certain level of people recognizing your face and say, "Hey, that's the guy that does that," or "That's the girl that does that." You never, like, the genuineness is really, really hard to come by because you never know who really wants to meet you for you and not you for what you're known for, what you're successful for. So yeah, I do agree on that standpoint.
That a part of my job comes with fame. I don't like that part of my job.
Why?
Because I don't need it, nor do I want it.
What's the cost of it?
People will never appreciate the beauty and the tranquility that comes with anonymity, the ability to...
That's not true because there's people who, like, the people who do appreciate the beauty of not being known, not being in the public eye. They don't have Instagrams, they don't have social media. Like, they're so out of the fucking loop with the world, they wouldn't know if if COVID was starting back up, other than seeing the signs in the world, they wouldn't know if the banks were shutting down. They wouldn't know if the fucking stocks were dropping or stocks were rising. They wouldn't know, and nor would they care to know. So I believe there's people, especially in today's time, where it's like the toss of a coin. Some people, they go through life not even talking. They don't want friends. They don't want to interact. They just want to do their time and clock out. That's what they want to do. And I mean that metaphorically. But there's also some people who, you know what I'm saying, they recognize, okay, if I really want to pursue fame, or if I even want to pursue wealth, maybe I can't not be known anymore. At some extent, somebody's going to have to get to know me. Somebody's going to have to know me. Somebody's going to have to know my worth, my net worth, my talents, my abilities. There's somebody out there is going to have to know me to some capacity if I want these things, if I want my life to truly change and I want to upscale in every level possible. There's going to be somebody out there that has to know me. So
write your story whenever you meet someone. When you meet a stranger, let's say you're at a bar, at a restaurant, in a train station, wherever, you can look at somebody and you can say, hello, my name is, and you can tell them who you are. And what we never seem to realize as people is every time we meet a new person, we are writing our story from the beginning and from that moment in time.
We have seen these sorts of detrimental effects of fame with people like Ariana Grande, and especially her transition during the Wicked era. For a minute, Ariana's thin appearance, washed out look, her voice, her behavior with Cynthia became the quintessential examples of the bizarreness of modern fame and how it can affect one's development in really strange ways.
Hi, I'm Ariana Grande, and welcome to Celeb Secrets for You.
Ariana Grande started her career on Nickelodeon, and even from the very beginning, she would learn that it's
like, what happened? Like, I'm like, genuinely, what happened? What is wrong with this? What did Hollywood, like, what are they seeing that we don't see? What did they see about this and they say, nah, this not it? She probably was like, what, 150, 160 pounds here? Cut 80 more pounds. For what? For what is wrong? I don't understand. That's the one thing that I don't get. The niggas in these higher rooms at these higher levels that have ultimately all the control, and they're the gateway to being the most successful thing since fucking pepperoni pizza. Like literally, like those niggas that have that type of control, they control who gets pushed on these medias, these platforms, who gets the followers, who gets the $1 million contracts, who gets the A-star roles in these top tier movies. Like those niggas that have this control, I don't understand why they want their people in a certain way. It doesn't even look appealing to the world. If we be honest, it does not look appealing to the world at all.
It's not always what she thought it would be. She would be forced to play a ditzy, redheaded character on and off set, and was even made to dye her hair bright red so many times that it eventually permanently damaged it. I think because of the internet and how social media algorithms are built on negativity, today more and more of us are aware of the truth of fame and how that old, highly artificial, glamorous idea that lasted really until like the 2000s was just an illusion built to lure people to Hollywood and be exploited by managers and producers. Fame and the idea of success often lures vulnerable people into its unforgiving grasp with the promise that if you achieve it, you'll finally be not just happy, but understood and loved by millions. It is often built on the idea that in having fandom, you will finally be truly understood, and that bottomless pit within you will finally be filled, until you get there and realize it was all an illusion. Fame often makes those with mental health issues worse, not better. It makes those who were already lonely far lonelier and alienated from genuine interaction. That fandom you thought would love you unconditionally actually expects you to act in a very certain way, and the moment you step out of line, you will be dealt with. Fame today is basically seen by most as an inherently dystopian thing, but where I would push back on this concept is the idea that this only applies to those who are actually already famous, because while we may not all desire fame itself, we do often desire success, with a lot of us being motivated by a belief in a future reality that, no matter how hard we work toward, will never come. How many of you watching right now have honestly felt that where you are in life isn't where you want it to be, or that you're exactly where you thought you would be, but your career or life or relationship isn't bringing you the fulfillment you originally thought it would?
I literally have this feeling every day. Every day. Like there's moments where, like, say if I'm relaxing, if I'm chilling, or if I'm like, it could be like the weekend or some shit. If I find myself if I'm not doing anything in the rare downtime that I have, I feel like I'm just behind. And like a lot of us in our generation with Gen Z, we all feel like this, where we like, and it's because the fucking phones and the social media. I'm telling you, like, if you ever just get stuck in a rut with doom scrolling and looking at what other people have online and looking at themselves, like looking at them take trips and looking at them buy cars and looking at them flex fucking designer brands, like that's, even if like, cause like me, I like to think that I'm not affected by those things, but it does take a toll on your mental. It just makes you wanna work hard because you see other people having things and you feel like, even though I don't want exactly what they have, I feel like I work hard enough to have something on that level. So why is my hard work not paying off? Why am I watching other people be successful? Why am I watching other people, you know what I'm saying, reap the rewards of their success, but I'm not reaping the rewards of mine? So it's the phones, it's the social media, it's that follower ideology. Even if you're not a person who's like, you're a follower, essentially you are, because when you go on social media, you follow different people for different reasons, but at the same time, you're getting a glimpse of whatever they decide to portray. If they want to portray that they really having it and they fucking buying fucking $1,000 bags every other week, then that's what you're seeing. That becomes like a, damn, they bought a bag this week. When the last time I bought a bag? Like, damn, they taking trips. They just went to Miami. They just went out the country. Now they about to go to Puerto Rico, and next month they posting their countdowns. I ain't been on a trip since fucking 2020. What the fuck am I doing wrong? And that's what you start seeing. You start questioning yourself, whether it's intentionally or unintentionally. Some people, the brain, like they like to say, the brain doesn't know when you're joking. So whenever you have those moments, like, even if you don't take it serious, like, damn, they going on another trip. What the fuck am I doing wrong? What's wrong with me? Like, you're joking. You're not serious. It's obviously satire, but the brain doesn't know that. So then it starts to wear on your conscience. Like, you start to think, am I not working hard enough? Do I need to work harder? Do I need to do more? Like, what more can I do to get to that level? You know? And I believe a lot of people in this generation, we put so much strain and so much force on ourselves, so much pressure on ourselves to constantly perform for an algorithm that you don't even know to be true. You don't know.
Across the board, and study after study, young people increasingly report lower life satisfaction in Western countries, often regardless of wealth or income. I think this has to do with the flawed way we as humans perceive reality and how we often fall into these traps of believing some material goal will magically solve everything because we are incapable of understanding the endless amount of factors that will affect the outcome we think we will receive. One way I have recently started to think about this was through the lens of Hegel's dialectic, and honestly it has like literally changed the way I viewed success or the pursuit of it for like the rest of my life. Actual reality. All these people technically achieved success, but it was never exactly what they imagined it would be like, sometimes not even the success they wanted, and it is something we all need to also keep in mind with our own goals.
Well, I feel like we really get the gist. We know success isn't what you think. It's all an illusion, because I like to think that no matter what you think you know, you never really know the truth until you're in those rooms. You're behind that door. You're literally face to face with the truth that's not on your phone screen, not coming from word of mouth from somebody who don't even know shit. You know what I'm saying? Success is never what you think. You always get it gets revealed to you when you finally get there, whether it's cracked up to be what you think it is or not. It's already a 35-minute video. I don't want to yap y'all ears off, but that's what we do over here. You know what I'm saying? We don't just watch fun shit or funny shit. You know what I'm saying? We watch shit that make you think from time to time. It's your boy RushMoreRick. If you enjoyed the reaction video, like, comment, subscribe. We out of here. Peace.